Well, hi everybody. I was hoping I'd get time to do a reading this week, and it looks like I got time. I want to thank everybody, and I got some donations. I want to thank you for that. I'm not going to say this with every deal I do. I did explain it wrong last time how to get to where you donate. You go to my home page, and then the upper right hand corner says About. And if you touch that, it opens up and says a little bit about why I wanted to start the channel and stuff. And that's the page that the donate button's on. And that's also how you, if you get a reading, that's how you pay us through there. So since I'm not, like I said, I don't want to bring this up every time, but I really thank you for those of you who donated and those of you who tried and couldn't figure out because I gave such horrible directions. uh, it's really appreciated, and I just want to thank you. But if you wanted a reading, that would also be how you would find to pay for it. So I thought I'd mention it again because of that, because I gave the wrong instructions like usual. Good Lord. Good Lord, good Lord. So. I think I heard somebody else say this today, but it looks like Donald Trump's just throwing shit up against the wall. Well, they didn't say it that way. Trying to figure out what to get people's attention on instead of and keep it off what it really should be on. Oh, I heard somebody say throwing darts against the wall. That sounds much nicer than what I said. That's what I was going to say, but I forgot it. So I just wanted to do a couple of quick readings tonight. I may even do two, because I wanted to read you know what, I think I'll read on him first. I was going to read on him last, on the second reading. But this Richie Neal, I'm sure most of the people that are out there listening to this know who he is. He's the one that's in the House of Representatives. He's a Democrat. And he's the one in charge of that keeps trying to get Donald Trump's taxes. But he didn't even start trying. It was over 4 months before he even asked for the federal taxes. I don't know what they were asking for first. And now, since the state of New York even passed a bill so they could give the House his records that they had from his state income tax, which has a lot of his federal on there, all Richie Neal has to do is request that. And they told him that weeks ago. And he says he's not interested in requesting it. So, everybody's been screaming about these Republicans just sitting there while our government and our democracy burns down. But what are the Democrats doing? I told myself I wouldn't start in on them until after they came back in from this vacation. They came right in and started an honest, straightforward impeachment. Just started the proceedings right there to get this traitor out of office. That I wouldn't say anything. So I'm going to let that go. I'm not going to say anything about any of the rest of them. But I'm going to do just a quick Celtic cross on that Richie Neal. In fact, I've got the wrong cards. It's telling me to get these cards for him. And see what his story is. Now, I've heard from people that's done some research on him that I trust on the internet that he's voted with the Republicans most of his life in the House and stuff. Most of the years he's been there, and I'm trying to remember if he was in the Senate before he was in the House. I don't think so. I usually go to the House first. But anyway, he's been around a long time, and I think he used to work for Bush Sr. at one time, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I could be wrong about that. I could have remembered it wrong, but I don't think so. And I'm just wondering, whose side is he on? Whose side is he on? Somebody's really holding this up. There's no reason they shouldn't have been able to go in there and just get all this stuff started, especially when it's pretty damned obvious that Trump's in bed with the Russians, and get it out there just for that. Now, they don't need to be showing Trump's taxes to anybody because maybe he's rich or maybe he's not, and they shouldn't even let that stuff out. But if they get those taxes and he's been in there working with the Russian government, then by God, and working with Putin and the oligarchs, then they need to find that out, and they need to get that information out, and they need to start impeachment proceedings immediately. So I was talking about the news media knows the house burning down, and they're sitting there asking stupid questions instead of what they should be asking. But what's our House of Representatives doing? Let's see if when they come back, maybe after they've been out this long and talking to their constituents or something, maybe they'll all come back with a different point of view. But I'm just want to see what Schumer and Nancy's going to do when they get back. They're still going to be dragging their feet and fighting this and just giving the Republicans everything they want. All the Republicans have to do is point their finger and say, well, you did that. And they'll start making excuses even if they did something right, instead of saying, damn right I did that and I'd do it again if I had to. But that's just me. But standing up for yourself is good for human nature. And the Democrats need to start standing up for themselves and quit falling for the ploy of every time one of the pundits or something says something bad about one of them or something, they jump up and go over both sides with a fine-tooth comb and see if they can figure out they don't even stop to figure out what they really said sometimes. They just want them to go apologize. So it's a real weird, there's something really stinky going on. It almost smells like Limburger cheese, but there's something really weird going on. Okay. Just like I said, but this is Richie Neal's reading. And so for the bottom card, we got he thinks he's taken the higher ground. But is this the higher ground card? Or is this the I'm going to tread so lightly that I'm not going to get this done? I'm just wondering. Or I'm just going to stay up here and be quiet and not squeak too loud and see if see if everybody's going to just look at the other way while Trump's throwing all this crap up against the wall to see if something's going to stick that the news media go after, so they can't look and see what I'm doing. So anyway, we're going to stick him up here at the top of the reading. And I'm going to cut these. I'm going to do this one more time. Richie Neal. I had left out. I had to go turn the dryer off. So, like I said, Richie Neal. Let's see what's up and down. Okay. Family money. Maybe he's getting some money. Maybe somebody's paying him off not to be in a hurry to get these taxes. Let's see. Like I said. First card out is the Six of Swords. So, is he, get up higher, is the Six of Swords. So, well, he's not a young man. He's been there a long time. Maybe somebody gave him a stash of money and he thinks I'd just stay here till the end of my term and get out of here. Looks like he's thinking about going somewhere out of the Senate and away from the Senate. Six of Swords. It's strange because that's not really the card I'd pick if I was going to stay there and do my job. Aha. Somebody's blackmailing him. He's laying awake at night worrying about it, if it's going to get out. I think he's being blackmailed. But he needs to, if he is, he needs to get out there with this stuff. Can't let him just tear our government down okay. And if he is being blackmailed, he looks too old, but it looks like it was something, call it nice and call it voluptuous. We have the Lovers upside down here. And in this deck, they're naked, so it looks like if he is being, the foundation of this reading, if he is being blackmailed, maybe it's over something he done a long time ago that somebody's got records, pictures, something of. Who knows? And with Barr in there right now, there ain't no telling what he might have picked up from Epstein. Of course, this stuff just opened up about Epstein, and he's been fighting he hasn't really been after these taxes since he started. So let's see what comes up with that. And then we got the recent past here. This goes back to how much money do you need, how much money do you want. This is family money, and it's I don't know if it's his family money or money given from the Republican or the Trump family to him to slow this down. Since this is dark money and family, it could even be something to do with the Democratic Party. Just wanting to wait this out because they don't want to rock any boats and they don't want to bring nothing out that might show that they've been feeding at the same trough all these years. The older ones. I'm not saying all of them have, but a lot of them's been there a lot of years. They've all been getting their money from the same people and the same corporations. In the present now, we've got well, it's the Knight of Swords, but that wasn't what I was trying to think of, was the name of the card. I was trying to think of the Mercenary. So he knows, once these taxes are in the open, that the game's over. He knows that that's going to make everything come out, that that's just going to start things going. So, why is he dragging his feet? This is the card that I got for overhead. Maybe we'll find out. Okay, in the near future, let's see, let's hope that he's really looking for these taxes. And when we turn this card over, it's what it says. Oh no. You know what? From this card, the Eight of Swords, I'm going to say again, somebody's got something over his head. He's purposely slowed down because of something somebody knows on him. And maybe this will come out in the near future, because this is the near future card. That's standing there, the Eight of Swords, which is still sometimes like a walking away card, but this is feeling like you're trapped. It's entrapment. He feels like he doesn't have any choice, but he's got to do this. He can't put this off for another year and a half. And what's going on with him? We've got the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords. I should have waited. I said I wasn't going to say anything about the Dems, but is somebody on the Democratic side, like Nancy Pelosi, telling him just to take his sweet time to get these taxes, not to get in a hurry? If she is, let's hope it's because she's waiting for something else to come out right first or come out with it, and that she's really on the ball and that she's paying attention. I'll say that out there to be nice for this reading. Let's hope that's what her motivation is, if it's her that's telling him to hold this up, which it looks like it is from next cards. And what's next to it, the environment around it, crossing it, whatever you want to call it, is the Hermit. It could be her and him. This could be Richie Neal. You never hear too much about him. He's always really quiet. He's always never raises his voice. He just scoots by and kind of like almost in the shadows, and has stayed respected all these years, even though he's worked with the Republicans as much as he's worked with the Democrats. So maybe she's telling him not to get in a big hurry about this. And the hopes and fears around his reading, the Four of Cups. And in this, these cards, I always feel like that's the family angels, the family. Maybe he's keeping quiet on purpose to protect his family. That's what I'm thinking, that he's thinking if he could just keep his mouth shut and keep this low profile and not have to expose anybody and not get exposed himself, not have whatever he thinks they have on him come out, maybe he can scoot by on this and protect his reputation and his family. And the outcome, got two fours here right together. Is the Four of Coins. So I really think there was some money. I think this has got to do with something with some money. Or maybe if he went ahead and got this all up in the open and he did get exposed in some way, even by somebody blackmailing him, which I don't believe would happen even if they're threatening him, maybe he's worried that it would take a lot of money for lawyers or something. I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to pick these up a minute and see if we can just get a yes or no. No, I'm not going to pick these up. Excuse me. I'm just that way. It's saying no. Sometimes my guide told me to use different cards. I'm just going to see if I can draw a couple of clarifiers on this. Is he being blackmailed about something? In this deck, this is the Five of Cups. In this deck, he doesn't look like he's addicted to anything. He doesn't look like he's ever been an ounce overweight or a day short or a day late or a dollar short or any of it. So, but it looks like it's something to do with addictions. Maybe he's a gambler. Maybe that's it. But whatever this blackmail is, it has to do with addictions. And I really do think somebody's got some goods on him. But they're going to have to do something to get rid of the present tense, because the present tense is they're just letting Donald Trump run around and pilfer and pillage and tear everything down. And it's not worth the whole world just for, even if somebody gets in trouble or ends up going to jail or whatever. So I really think there's something going on here with him, more than meets the eye. Maybe my ideas and these cards are a little far-fetched, but I think he's right in the middle of putting the brakes on getting these tax returns. Because I don't know if I mentioned this before this reading, but he was been offered the tax returns. All he has to do is just make a phone call, and the District of New York will send him all the state tax returns for a couple of 2 or 3 years there, and that'll have a lot of the income tax in there. At least he could see where the money came from, but it's like they're not interested. So maybe they've got a big bang up surprise coming through and everything's rolled into a neat ball and they got plans. But you know what? I really don't think so. But anyway, hopefully that would be wonderful. So that's the end of this reading. I'm going to do another real short one here. I'm going to turn it off, come back on, do another one. And if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Just email me. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. I want to thank the people that donated to me, and I want to thank the people that wrote me for readings, and thank the people for watching, and thank everybody. I am very grateful. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.